Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Meister Tarot. I had a little chat with Meister in regards to yesterday with the confusion that he got me into regarding Jim Jordan and Ron Johnson, but he has made it clear that there is a connection between the two and that the whistleblower is going to expose both of them. So looking forward to that coming to fruition. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Today I want to clear up a few things that I have left over before we move into the weekend. Jared and Ivanka Kushner, or Ivanka Trump, whatever you like to call her, on Monday of this week flew into Tel Aviv in Israel. There has been speculation that they will try and, so this is a bit of gossip, try and flee the country. And one of the countries that they would very potentially flee to would be Israel or elsewhere in the Middle East. So, Kushner apparently has several start-up companies that he's begun in Israel, so that may be the reason they're there, but we'll have a look to see if they're actually house hunting. So, little bit of gossip. Let's see. Jared and Ivanka. Now, I haven't looked. I believe between Israel and the United States there is an extradition treaty. However, in Australia we had a case not too long ago that it actually got resolved, but it went on for years and years and years, where there was a school headmistress in Australia who had of a girls' school. She had abused girls under her care and then fled to Israel, and it took years to extradite her back to Australia for prosecution, and that was a mere headmistress. That wasn't people like Kushner and the Kushners, Ivanka and Jared, with their volumes of money and their power, etc. So it is very possible that if they do flee there and they are brought up for extradition, that they will fight it. We'll have a look. Okay. Are Ivanka and Jared house hunting in Tel Aviv, looking for somewhere to live in Tel Aviv? Quite surprised, apparently they flew business class, not first class. Bit of economy there. Okay, tell me about Jared and Ivanka. Are they looking for somewhere to live in Israel? Are they looking for somewhere to live while they're over there, looking for somewhere to live in Israel? Looking for somewhere to live. Ooh. Come on, Meister, give me the cards. Were they looking for somewhere to live in Israel? You just gave me a little for having a go at them. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. They're extremely anxious at what the process is undergoing at the moment. Under investigation. Are looking for a safe path. Victory at a cost, heartbreak, past, dreaming big, giving and receiving help. Here's Biden, new beginnings. This keeps going, actually. Okay. So we'll keep going with this in a minute, but I'll just explain what's here first. So, yeah, they're pretty anxious about the turn of events that are happening in the United States at the moment, and they're actually anxious to find a safe path out of it, past this obstacle in their path. They know that they are under investigation. they think they're going to be victorious at getting out. However, we have heartbreak. Okay, thank you. In regards to the past. So, not seeing the overseas card here. In regards to the past, there is going to be, so this is, he is moving forward with support, because you can never have victory in a vacuum. But there is going to be loss and disappointment in regards to what went on in the past. We'll keep going with this, and then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is about dreaming big and working hard and bringing forward messages of money. I think this is Jared. Giving and receiving help. So you've got your diplomatic, calm, emotionally balanced diplomat, and then we have the new financial beginnings. So if we keep going on with this, the next card up was wounded and having to retreat, and then we have the lawmakers, the January 6th Commission, having to surrender, and the Devil energy. Devil energy as messages come forward very quickly. This is not telling me messages come forward very quickly in regards to the lies. In regards to the lies. Okay, they're trying to hang on to their money. They're trying to make a new beginning, but they may be brought to justice in regards to the money laundering. Okay. So it's not telling me that they're actually house hunting over there. I'll put it a different way. Jared and Ivanka are going to try and leave the United States. Jared and Ivanka are going to try and leave, and family, going to try and leave the United States. Let's have a look. Jared and Ivanka to look at try and leave the United States. Jared and Ivanka looking to leave the United States. Live elsewhere, live outside the United States. Jared and Ivanka looking to move out of the United States. They're working on it. Let's have a look. Come on, Meister, give me these cards. Jared and Ivanka. Okay, here we go. Right, I've kept that one as my signifier. They're working on it. Yes, they're being challenged by feeling like they're being held hostage in the United States. They're being challenged by, surrounded by the truth. Surrounded by the truth and chained. Okay, base of the pack, Two of Swords. Yeah, they're looking at it. In the past, we have the January 6th Commission. They know that this is going to bring out information that is not going to be helpful to them. They are looking at it for a path forward. Immediate future is there is some really seedy stuff that's going to be brought to the surface, but you've also got this crab, which is Cancer, home and family, pulling on the chains to revolve this moon. They are looking at changing the future. They are looking at changing their position due to what they know. Underneath, externally, oh, okay. Externally, there is going to be full illumination of this past. Internally, complete and utter downfall. Queen of Pentacles, hopes and fears. The domestic security outcome, complete and utter downfall. In regards to their contracts, their agreements overseas, with Russia of all places. Wasn't picking that. Here we have their family, their circles of support, and they're really anxious about the giving and the money that they receive coming to light. And then we have the Death card. So to me, the main card in this one is, they're looking for a path forward, but I don't think it's going to be successful. They're looking for a way out, but I don't think that they're actually going to be able to manage it. Couldn't happen to nicer people. There's the legal system, and karma and destiny is going to come and bite them on the bottom. We have the lawmakers. In regards to the money, is going to be heartbreak for them. So, they are looking for a way, but I don't think they're going to succeed in that. Okay, what are we going to look at? Oh, yes. Greitins the Cretin. If you haven't seen the video, please, you don't have to look at it. Eric Greitins is running for the primaries, and he's in Missouri. The primaries aren't until the beginning of August. He has put in his candidacy he was a previous governor of Missouri, was forced to resign due to domestic violence, abuse. Wasn't even accusations, he was charged against, and it was in regards to both his mistress and his wife, his ex-wife. So he had to resign as governor governor of Missouri. He is running for senator of Missouri. He's put his name in for the candidacy. I think they've got 3 senators in the state, so he's put his name forward for the primaries. If you haven't seen the video, you don't need to see it. Basically what it is, it's an advertisement he's put out where there are a mob of dudes in military, pulling up in front of a house in a military vehicle, leaping out in military garb, smashing open the door of the house and clearing, doing a quick clear of the house. We've all seen the US cop shows. And then Greitins. If you don't know what cretin means, I'll just call them cretins from now on. Look it up. I don't know if it's an Australian term or a worldwide term. It's just the lowest of the filthiest low. So Greitins walks in with a shotgun across him and declares that it's rhino season, R-I-N-O, rhino season, open season, tag and bag them. And if you ever know anything about military police, or even just watch crime shows from the US, tag and bag does not talk about that, and he goes on about there's no bag limit, tag them and bag them. It is a term used not for animals. It is a term used for people who have been killed in whatever situation. So what he basically is implying is that it is open season on anyone that does not follow his extreme far right violent nature, and he is basically inciting violence against other Republicans and Democrats, etc. I don't know if the ad has been pulled. It probably has, because it has been reported to the authorities, to police, as inciting violence. it's just you see the ad and your jaw hits the ground and you're like, seriously, how did this ever pass the censors? But apparently in political advertising, there is so-called a freedom to put out whatever they want. It doesn't have to pass the censors. So tell me about, will there be fallout for Eric Greitins in regards to this ad? Will there be fallout? Talk about stooping to the lowest of the low, especially given what's happened recently in Buffalo and Uvalde and multiple other places already that we don't hear about, that there have been senators and partners of senators that have been targeted and attempted assassinations. Are just, oh boy. And then, you know, the threats against Moss in Georgia, and just, oh boy, I just does my head in. Anyhow, tell me about, will there be any fallout from this ad for Eric Greitins, Missouri? Will there be any fallout? I don't even know how somebody who has been, oh yeah, I don't understand how anybody with his history can even put their name forward for a candidacy and own a gun. He's very anti the red flags because he's got abuse cases against him. But no, it's not going to end well for him. What have we got? Yeah, I could have kept shuffling, but I don't think I will. It's not going to end. There will be fallout in regards to this ad. However, he is still officially in the primaries for the... There was a list. I was looking at them. There was a list of about a dozen or more up for the primaries. Will Eric Greitins win the primaries? Will Eric Greitins win the primary vote for the Republicans in one of the seats of Missouri? Will Eric Greitins? Let's have a look. Harsh truth coming forward. No, he's not. He's not. No, he's not. So I think we can stop it there for him. Calm is going to come forward, but she's also going to bring information forward. This harsh truth is coming out in regards to him. He is actually extremely anxious about his truth coming out. There is something still to be revealed, and then we have the world card, which is the ending. Oh, and it will be in regards to the giving and receiving of money. Why does this card always come up for the GOP? And there will be justice. There will be justice. 3 cards on the bottom. We've got the Emperor, which is Trump, Sacrificial Lamb, and Downfall. So I don't think he's going to... I don't know if he's actually even got Trump's backing. But no, he's not going to get through the primaries. Oh, thank goodness, that was a relief. So yeah, Eric Greitins. Okay, what I wanted to have a look at was the Texas GOP convention. Did anybody follow that? Goodness me. So at the convention, the GOP of Texas have voted to endorse that Trump was the true winner of the 2020 elections and that Biden is a false president. So basically they've endorsed the fraud that Trump is spouting. and they want to bring forward a referendum on the right for Texas to leave the United States. They also want to tighten up election the elections in Texas by limiting mail-in ballots, by closing primaries, having closed primaries. I don't quite know what that means. And just all sorts of, for what is considered, for what they consider to be extremely patriotic states, they're trying to rip apart the United States about wanting to hold a referendum on the right. So I am just going to, it was just extremist bizarre. They did have a speaker there, can't remember his name, who came on to talk about the negotiation, the bipartisan negotiation for tightening the laws, gun laws, the red flag things, etc. Can't remember his name. He's one of the senators for Texas already. Apparently he was booed through his entire speech. He was threatened. It's just mind-boggling for those of us on the world stage about how violent these factions are becoming, how threatening they're becoming. But okay, I want to have a look at simply, very simply, and then we'll leave it at that for today, because I think I'm going to need to give my cards a very good cleansing after the last 2 days. The Republican Party in Texas, I'll do a full Celtic cross. I want to know what is going to happen with the Republican Party in Texas. They are somewhat a bellwether for the rest of the country in that they are, I feel my heart goes to those that are moderate Texans, even moderate Republican Texans. My heart really goes to them. Just how do you, there's this hidden agenda, there is plots behind the scenes that are going on. Okay. Tell me about full Celtic cross. Republican Party in Texas. I have read that Beto does prevail. I think a lot of other readers have too, but tell me about the future of the Republican Party in Texas. The future of the Republican Party in Texas. Okay, the most extreme of Trumpism. Trump is for those that are wondering, Trump himself is no longer relevant to Trumpism, if that makes sense. He was the instigator of the idea, but it has formed this life of its own that has gone beyond Trump, and so Trump is actually no longer the figurehead of Trumpism. It's almost like Orwellian. When I say it's taken on a life of its own, it's not so much about George Orwell now, it's about Orwellian behaviour. And this is what the GOP in Texas are putting forward, Orwellian behaviour. Believe what the party tells you, don't believe your eyes and ears. So at the centre of it, we have this extreme form of Trumpism. The emperor, he is the extreme patriarchal, he is my way or the highway. In other words, do as I say, otherwise threat, etc. Challenged by loss. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. Challenged by loss. There is still some support here, but the majority is lost. Okay, I can live with that. Base is that there is a plan in regards to the message that they are bringing forward. There's lots of information. Okay, what's happening here is in the past they their plan is literally just to bombard with messages. Sorry, I just lift that slightly. Bombard with messages, with missiles, with arrowheads, just overwhelm any opposition. But that's in the past. Crowning the reading. Okay, I can live with that. Crowning the reading. Potential future. They're going to be restricted. Immediate future, we've got, this is all about lies, deceit, betrayal, abuse of power. This is the immediate future, is the abuse of power and stealing the truth. This is the Trump accusations of fraud, and in all honesty, of all the cases that have been brought forward, the only fraud that has been found was those instigated by Republicans. But there was no major fraud. It was just the odd person voting on behalf of their dead mother or something. But this is abuse of power, stealing of the truth. This is the immediate future. This is what they're doing. Externally, King of Cups. So this is Biden on the external. Internally, they're going to have to defend themselves. Their hopes and fears is justice. Actions and consequences. A hope and a fear. So they're hoping that their actions will lead to consequences, but there's also a fear that their actions will lead to consequences. I don't know that they're really all with it. There is going to be a bombshell brought forward in regards to them for the benefit of the voter in regards to their mercenary behaviour. They're going to be stopped. They're going to be stopped in this action. Base of the pack, Hierophant, which is the legal and government systems in regards to the King of Coins, bringing forward a new beginning in regards to the information that is coming forward, the money laundering. Trump always coming up. Okay, interesting next two cards. So, January 6th committee, DOJ, lawmakers, etc., in regards to the moneyed leaders, so to speak. There will be a new beginning in regards to the information that is being uncovered in regards to money laundering, fraud, deceptive foundations, etc. There is going to be a link to the Trump org. Don't ask me how, but this is also intergenerational money. This is also supplying money to those that are running for office, etc. There is going to be some heartbreak and loss and disappointment as a harsh truth comes forward. There will be a whistleblower in regards to their moral corruption, and then we have the Star of Hope, faith, respite and restoration. So there is, I find these three cards quite interesting. The harsh truth is going to come forward by a whistleblower in regards to their moral corruption. Okay, so that is the future of the GOP in Texas. Doesn't look so good. Thank you very much. So, thank you, Meister. We shall see how it plays out. I'll just ask for three cards. Three cards to finish up with. The GOP in Texas. Is the GOP going to lose? Are the Republicans going to lose Texas? Are the Republicans going to lose Texas? Oh, they're trying so hard to hold on. I'm just going to put this warning out there because this is what I keep getting told. It is going to get worse before it gets better as they flail around in outraged desperation to retain power. And I'm not just talking about Texas, I'm talking about all of the United States. Tell me, will the Republicans lose Texas? This is a big ask. The elections are a long way off. There's a lot that can happen between here and now. Will the Republicans lose? People are just fed up. Fed up. There is an abundance of truth that's going to come out. It's still in the balance. Please go out and vote. Still in the balance. There's this... How is it in the balance when you've got this lies, betrayal and abuse of power? There is an offer on the table for the people of Texas. Please take it. Please take it. There's a lot of anxiety in the state. There's also a lot of illusion and delusion in the state, but we do have the Star of Hope finishing that off. The Star of Hope and Death. Finishing off with two, starting with a major arcana and finishing with a major arcana. So there is an abundance of truth coming forward. Whether the Republicans hold Texas is still in the balance in the face of this abuse of power, but Texans are really, there's a lot of good people in Texas, and they're really anxious about the future of their state. It is in their hands to take what is being offered for them, but there is also this element that is under illusion. But we do have the Star of Hope and we have death, and the question was, will the Republicans lose Texas? Will the Republicans lose Texas? So thank you for joining me today. Oh boy, okay, we'll try and get on to some, well, on Monday I'll talk about the latest hearing, and then we'll try and get on to some non-American politics stuff for a bit of respite. But yeah, stay in the light, stay strong, observe it, but stay above it. Please don't let it consume you. If it's not too late to register, please register. Please ensure everybody else that you know is registered. It doesn't matter who they end up voting for. Don't try and convince them if they are Republican, because the moderate Republicans outnumber the wacko ones, or there are enough of the moderate Republicans to bring about the downfall of the crazies. So get everybody to register. Do what you can. All you can do is do what you can. So thank you for joining me. Sorry if I'm feeling a bit intense about this all. It is coming to a culmination within the next 5 months. Gosh, is that all? And these primaries are coming up if they haven't already been. So thank you for joining me. I shall see you, well, I'll see you on the other channel on Sunday, but then I shall see you on Monday. Okay, take care, look after yourselves. Love and light. Bye-bye.